Hi everybody, and thanks for joining me today. So the pillar's almost completed. I'm getting into the vines here, so I got further than I thought I would this month. I am past 100,000 stitches total, so happy with that. And again, I did not start at 0 for this session. I had my what you might call it, acupuncture appointment this morning, so I stitched a bit before I had to go. So yeah, I'm a little sore right now. Always am right afterwards, but yeah, I have definitely been feeling better. More range of motion without any pain, so that is always a good thing. Yeah, and then I think I have 3 more sessions, and then we're going to assess from there whether I need to go for any more, but I'm thinking that'll probably get me set up for another year or close to. Yeah, because last year, same thing. I went around February, March, and I haven't had to go back until this, February, March. So, yeah. If I have to go once a year, I am fine with that. As, yeah, it's been a chronic pain issue. So, yeah, she said it's still a little uneven. I have more motion on one side than the other, but, yeah, it's definitely a lot better. Because, yeah, like I said before, I decided to try it last year. I hadn't been able to look up and to the left for years. Yeah, I couldn't lift my head that way because it hurt, so. And now I can. I still have to be careful how I move, but I can actually do it, so. Yeah, that is a good thing. If you hear noise in the background, that's my kiddo. He has time off school, so he's busy playing brick rigs, I think, on his computer. It's like a virtual Lego game. They can build stuff with Lego and then they can crash it and like the bricks break apart. Yeah, so yeah, he definitely likes that. So I said, I don't know, maybe computer programming or something will be something he might be interested in. So we have some pale colors, but then we're going to get into some darker ones here. Yeah, my eyesight's definitely not what it used to be. When I was filming, stitching a part that was like all very pale yellow and ecru, oh, I was having a hard time focusing my eyes. I'm okay now. Could be also partly tiredness, but yeah. Like I said, I probably need to just do it and get myself progressive lenses. I'm at the right age for that, and yeah. I noticed that my up close vision is okay, but my far away is not so good. Like, I've always been nearsighted, but usually the glasses fixes it, but now, yeah, it seems like I think the single prescription is not going to cut it anymore. But I'm cheap. I really don't want to get new ones because I replaced my glasses like last year, and yeah. I said it really sucks too. Health plans is they don't allow you to like accumulate, so it's like $250 a year or something, no rollover. And I'm like, okay, these days $250 will buy you like maybe one lens. Might buy you the frames, maybe. Well, it's ridiculous. Where I got my glasses made, they had some of the, high-end name brands, Versace and stuff. And they had like $600 just for the glasses without even the lenses in them. Like, holy mackerel. Like, they're just a few pieces of metal and screws. Like, that is just, yeah. Obviously, I bought one of the cheaper ones because I don't really care what name brand is on my stuff. I have never cared about that kind of thing. well, I did very briefly. I wanted to get, you know, the same brand of shoes everybody had, but they were expensive. And my mom basically said, well, we'll spend this much for the shoes. If you want the name brand, you got to pay the difference. And I was like, yeah, you know, I don't really want it that bad. Because, yeah, when all your money you make is from babysitting and paper route, you do not have much money. Yeah. I'm not going to spend, you know, like over a year's worth of earnings on a pair of shoes that's going to last 6 months, maybe a year. Yeah. I was really hard on shoes when I was a kid. Drove my mom nuts. Now as an adult, yeah, I can buy myself a pair of, you know, winter boots and they last me for like 8 years. So, but when I was a kid, yeah, if she bought me the cheaper tennis shoes, I went through like 4 pairs a year. She was not happy. Okay. Strand in here that I folded to do a loop start and then I didn't use it. Probably I took the strand out and then realized I already had one parked on my project and I hadn't realized it, so just stuck it back in the envelope. Yeah, hard to believe. It's the end of another month. So I'd like to say maybe I will finish this pass in the next month, but I'm not going to commit to it because, yeah, who knows? Maybe and maybe not. I think, yeah, that's like 16 columns. So, yeah, that might be a bit ambitious. We shall see. I always like to underestimate and then I surprise myself. Then I can feel like I accomplished more. But yeah, like I said, I did get to 100,000, over 100,000, and I will definitely get to 2/3 done during the next month. Yeah, because that's like less than 3,000 stitches away, so I feel safe to estimate that much at least. Yeah, it's been nice and getting warmer, but yeah, I hesitate to think that it's actually spring yet because I made that mistake before and then we get another cold snap, so yeah. But yeah, today driving to my appointment, all the snow on top of my vehicle roof was melting, and on the way home, every time I went down a little bit of an incline, it just got a whole sheet of snow falling on my windshield. Yeah, when I got home, I took my brush and cleared the roof because, yeah, that can kind of suck sometimes if you get a whole bunch falls down at once. Obstructs your vision. I had one time that happened and I turned on my wipers and it got a piece of ice like stuck under the wiper, so it did not work at all. I had to stick my head out the window and pull over, clear my windshield. Okay, so these are longer pieces, but I may just unthread them after I park them because I think it might be a bit before I get back to them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sort of try to fill into here and then work my way downwards. So a few videos ago, I suggested maybe I needed a new name for my technique because, yeah, if the colors on the pattern are not going in the same direction as I slope my diagonal, then I end up not stitching diagonal at all, just kind of following them. And so I got some good suggestions from some viewers. There was somebody said follow the leader parking and or follow the yellow brick road parking, which I thought was funny. And yeah, there was all sorts. And then my favorite was Lori Clark said she would call it color flow parking. And I'm like, okay, I like that. So I think that may be what I will call it from now on. Because yeah, I'm sometimes diagonal, sometimes not, but my basic principle is I try not to leave gaps. I try not to close things in. So I try to do stitches when there's 2 sides are done, sometimes 3, but not when they're closed in on all 4 sides. That way I think I kind of like the balance I get between speed and neatness. And I also like not missing any stitches because I always hated having to go back and find all the little missing ones at the end. Oh, that always took me forever. So that's one thing I like, is sort of when a section is done, it's done. Because I grow out from the established stitches and not skipping any to do later. So that way I don't potentially forget them. Because yeah, I had that once when I did my lighthouse at Sunset piece. I actually got as far as I washed it, I ironed it, I was all ready to frame it, and then I found a couple stitches that I missed. And yeah, that was when I was still putting things in frames. Now that I mount things on cloth, I really don't want to miss any stitches, because if I do, I can't fix it later. Yeah. On my the Northern Lights one, pardon me, that I use as my avatar, yeah, it will forever have a missing half stitch that I missed crossing, that of course I did not see until after it was all completely finished and mounted and everything. So yeah, it's there forever. Pardon me, although maybe I'll call it personalization, right? Yeah, I actually remember reading there was a culture that said you should always intentionally put at least one little flaw in everything that is handcrafted. Like in a wedding dress, they would do one stitch that looked a little wonky, just like on the hem, just one tiny one. Yeah, which I thought was kind of a neat idea. So I said, yeah, maybe that's what I'll, because yeah, I said the same with the blanket I made for my niece. I didn't realize until afterwards that I did a knit stitch where I should have done a purl stitch. And by the time I found it, the blanket was completely finished, all the ends woven in and blocked and everything. And I was like, well, I'm not undoing it to fix that, so forget it. So yeah, I said it's now personalized. It was on like the trim, so it's not like it's in the center of a heart motif or anything, so it's not really that noticeable. But yeah, I thought, I got this project perfect, but no. But yeah, but then there's something special about having something that somebody has made with their own 2 hands, right? Versus something that was produced by a machine. Yeah, I still have some sweaters that my grandma knit me from when I was a kid, which obviously do not fit anymore, but I mean, you can't get rid of those kind of things, right? Yeah. Although a whole bunch of them got chewed up by animals, because yeah, my parents stored it in a place that wasn't, unfortunately, safe from mice, so that really sucked. Yeah, I had a bunch of old dance costumes and stuff that my mom had made that got destroyed. I was not happy. I had this little stuffed piglet toy from Winnie the Pooh, and they chewed up most of him, just left his head and like the top of his body. I still have the little Tigger, but yeah, unfortunately the piglet was not salvageable. Yeah, I can't remember where we got those because it wasn't at Disneyland. And I don't think we went to a Disney store, so I can't remember where we got them, but yeah. Someplace was selling them. My sister had a Eeyore, and I'm trying to think if she had any other characters, and then I had the Tigger and the Piglet. Oh, let me see. What is this piece? Okay, so I will close in this one stitch here a bit, so on 3 sides instead of 2, because I don't want to do another strand just for this one lone stitch up here. Yeah, rather do it with this strand here and then tie it off. But yeah, we went to Disneyland when I was in 3rd grade, and my sister was in kindergarten, and went to the store and got to pick out a stuffed animal. My sister asked for the mini that was like, you know, bigger than our mom. My dad said, well, how the heck would we even take that on a plane? It would need its own seat. Yeah, no, she did not get that one. Yeah. Kind of sucked though that we went to the beach one day and my parents didn't think to give us sun hats, and yeah, I got sunstroke, and yeah, it was miserable. That was one of the most miserable times I ever had. Ugh. Yeah, I think because I had darker hair than my sister, cooked my head more. Yeah, and I don't know, I think I'm just more susceptible to that. Well, like I said, I burn like if I just think about the sun, and she doesn't, so could be that too. But yeah, so yeah, when my kiddo was little, I was extremely maybe overdone about sun safety, but yeah, I just said I did not want him getting sunstroke because I knew how awful that was. And like, I never had headaches before then, and then after that I had them all the time. Yes, terrible sinus pressure and stuff, so definitely was something I wanted to avoid. So yeah, I had people say when he was a toddler, like, how do you get him to keep his sun hat on? And I said, well, we went in the backyard, and sort of every time he took his hat off, we had to, I said, oh, you took your hat off, we have to go inside. And it only took a couple of afternoons, he realized, okay, if he wants to stay outside, the hat stays on. And yeah, because yeah, like I said, I was not taking any chances with getting burned or sunstroke, so yeah, we went to SeaWorld that next day, because I think it was about the 3rd or 4th day into our vacation. We were there for a week, and yeah, we went to SeaWorld, and yeah, I don't remember much of it because I was not well at all. So yeah. Yeah, and I went again when I was a teenager with I was in tour band, so that was our big trip. Yeah, we had to fundraise all year to do that. And one teacher, he wanted us to go to Disney World, which is Florida, which is, you know, the other side of the continent, whereas we were in BC. So yeah, in the end we ended up going to Disneyland because it was cheaper just to travel, you know, down to California than to go all the way across. Yeah, but yeah, I've talked about it before. We got to do some playing on a soundtrack to see what the experience was like. It was was pretty cool. Yeah, we got to play the music for the ballroom scene in Beauty and the Beast, and then they put it together with the film so we could see what it was like. And yeah, you really have to watch the conductor on that one, because the music will sometimes, you know, speed up or slow down depending on the scene. And so you have to watch him. He has headphones on with a click track that is like a metronome, but it's not steady. It speeds up or slows down depending on how the music is supposed to go with the video. And so yeah, you really have to watch him for everyone to stay together. So we didn't quite make it all the way through. I think we tried 3 times and we got stuck at the same spot each time, but we got about halfway through. But yeah, then they still showed it, and it was pretty neat. So kind of said, I was thinking maybe I'd want to work on soundtracks when I'm grown up, you know, but yeah. Ended up not doing that. I actually ended up quitting music lessons. Oh, I think the next year. Yeah. Well, I had been taking piano lessons since the 3rd grade, and I'd been playing flute in band since 8th grade, and yeah, I guess I was kind of burned out, so yeah, I didn't play the piano again for years after that. So I have one now and I play it a bit, but I'm intermediate player. Well, it was kind of one of those things that up until that point, it came fairly easy for me. Yeah, and then I was getting to the point where it's actually getting really difficult, and yeah. So I got lazy. Yeah. Yeah, so my husband will be really impressed. Wow, you're so good. I'm like, well, no, it's just years and years and years of practice. If you put it in years of practice, you could do it too, you know. Yeah, there's, you know, a few people who can just play perfectly, but that's, yeah. Most of us are not savants, right? Yeah, and then my sister took violin for years too. Yeah, and I tried guitar lessons once, but I did that for like 3 weeks, and the guy kept wanting me to do like improvise all the time, and I had already, of course, been taking piano and stuff for years. Then that's not how I learned, right? Classically trained. You play what's on the, you know, you play the music as it's written. Maybe you can change it a little bit after a while, but like, or a teacher would sometimes have us decide, you know, where we should crescendo and not, but yeah, mostly, you know, it's not like a suggestion. You play how it's written. And yeah, the guitar guy just wanted me to be like, it's in this key, just play it. It's like, I could not do that. Yeah, we had there was one guy at our school. He was a music teacher, I think, but he also played like as an accompanist for people and like in the church and stuff, and he was so good. He had perfect pitch, and so you could just start with a song and he could just jump in anywhere and add to it, and yeah, it was pretty incredible. Because yeah, but Sam was like doing these variations, and I'm like, well, what music do you use? He's like, no, I just do it as I go along, make it up as I go along. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that is not something I can do. Yeah, so after this, it'll be time to take this off the frame, show you guys the whole thing. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how far I got, because, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to reach the wall at all this month, and I actually did that and beyond. Got the pillar basically done. So we started at, I just finished his wings at the end of last month. And then we did tail feathers this month. So. Well, if I manage to finish this pass, then that'll mean that I take 3 months to do a pass, approximately, and I have 6 left, so that would give me a year and a half. Yeah, but like I said, I'm going to estimate 2 years just to be safe. 2 more years, yeah. I've already been almost a year into this, I think. Yeah, I think I started around May of last year. I'm not sure, I'll have to double check. I started it after I finished the Majora's Mask, so, well, I say started, but I had already done the upper left-hand corner because it was almost all white. So, let's take a look at this. Okay. Yeah, because I outlined it and then filled it in as a secondary project for a few months before I started working on it as my main project. Yeah, so I think I might work up to this grid line here. And that'll be where I make my cutoff for now. Continue filling in downwards. Yeah, as you can see, like I said, this area is a lot more confetti heavy. I've got a lot more threads parked here. I think I will take this out into my working tray. Yeah, because I can see there's a fair bit of it here. So I'm going to set these threads aside. This is where I'm going to cut it off. Because yeah, I don't want to have too many live needles at once. It gets things very tangly. Just making sure I hadn't pierced that brown thread with the needle there. Okay, so again, go over into the corner and start working out again. So a bit of the pillar left here. Then getting into the vines. See how long this piece is. Not very. Should be just enough. So perfect. Yeah, I was hoping it would be enough for all the stitches left in this big square. And it was. Okay. Oh, goodness. Flipped the needle right out of my hand. Thankfully found it right away though. Okay, is that one out? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, so again, yeah, I'm gonna cut it off about here, fill in this bit, and then drop down and fill in again. So this way I reduce the number of needles I have going at one time. Longer piece. I'm just gonna check how long this one is. Yeah, that's pretty long too. Okay, so I'm gonna end off this one then. I don't need two of them anymore. Man, so many pin stitches in this area. I'm running out of squares. Oh, right. I forgot that I took that one out. Oops. Oh, yeah. Pierced my thread there. Instead of going through the loop, actually pierce the fibers, which won't work. Try that again. There we go. If the loop wouldn't slide nicely down to the end, that's usually what that means. I've snagged it. see this other thread down here? Yeah, it's a long one too. Okay, so I'm going to tie this one off as well. Oops. These vines are very confetti heavy. Yes, at least be a couple more months before I get to stitch any tail feathers again. So this is my favorite part. Okay, so I think I will, once I'm ready to park this color, I think that's where I'm going to take a break. Over 200 stitches, although, like I said, I didn't start at 0. I think I had about 70 or so already completed before I began. Not on the back there. There, that's better. Do not want to leave that in. There. Oh, look at that, 222. So it's a cool number to stop at. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and hope to see you here next time. Great, thanks everyone.